Welcome, I'm Sunny from Planeus and thank you very much for taking the time to explore our Planeus demo system. Before you start testing out the system yourself, we would like to give you a short introduction to what you're about to see. This demo system is designed to give you a clear view for Planeus, how it works, how user interacts with it, and how planning information is presented in a practical and intuitive way. Please also note that this demo environment will remain available for 14 days. After that, the demo will expire and all the data in the system will be deleted. This environment is intentionally kept simple and does not include a full set of advanced logic blocks, process-specific rules, or detailed planning constraints that will be configured later during the implementation process. If, while exploring this demo, you have questions regarding specific requirements, constraints, or planning logic, you can use the QR code shown here to book an expert meeting with our team. So with that, let's get started. Let's begin with the heart of Planeus, the planning module. Its main purpose is to help planners understand the schedule quickly and clearly. We are currently in the manufacturing plan view. Here, you can see a Gantt chart organized from the order perspective. Production orders are broken down into individual work steps, and each work steps appears as a colored bar across time. Those colors are not just visual decoration. They help you immediately recognize which work step belong together in terms of execution and resource assignment. Now, let's switch on the second synchronized Gantt chart, the resource Gantt chart. With the resource Gantt chart in the top chart, you're looking at the schedule from the order perspective. What needs to happen, in what sequence, and at what time. In the bottom chart, you're looking at the same reality from the resource perspective. Which machine group, work center, or resource group is carrying out these steps. This synchronization is one of many things that makes Planeos especially practical. For example, in this plan, all injection molding work steps are occupying the same type of resource, the injection molding machine here. That's why they're all in the same orange color. And when you zoom out for long-term planning, both charts will stay aligned. And when you click on any work step, you can immediately trace them in both Gantt charts. Now, let's move one level higher and go to the timeline layer. Because in real operation, production is never the whole story. Before the production starts, there might be engineering tasks, approvals, material preparation, purchasing, or supply chain activity. And after the production, there might be external checks, customer clearing, or shipping. All of these steps matter because they can affect the final delivery date, even if they are not happening directly on the machine. And this brings us to one of the most important ideas behind planning in Planeus. Planning is not about creating a perfect plan once and hope that it will stick on for a long time. It's about setting a direction and then actively making course corrections when reality changes. And this is exactly why Planeus places such a strong focus on conflict detection and conflict resolution to help planners to identify early where the schedule is no longer working, so small issues can be corrected before they become bigger risks. And you can see this directly in the Gantt chart. In the manufacturing plant view, overloaded resources will appear in red, and the affected work steps will have warning icons. So instead of requiring planners to manually check capacities, the system will help them identify where the problems are. When the overdue period option is activated, the overdue work step will also appear in orange. And in the timeline view, missed final delivery dates will also appear in red. So, Planeos makes problem visible at multiple levels, from work steps to resources all the way up to delivery performance. But Planeos does not stop there. Rather than asking planners to scroll through the timelines for hours in search for those issues, you can let planners find them for you. This is what we call the find don't search principle. So at the side of the system, you can always see the conflict bubble. So at any moment, you will know how many open conflicts still exist in the plan. Now I'm opening the conflict radar, where the system will do the searching for you. The overloads, your missed delivery dates, as well as overdue work steps are all collected in one place. These conflict lists give you a general overview, while affected work steps and overdue work steps helps you focus more directly. And once you find something you want to solve, you simply click on the conflict and click to conflicts. This will take you straight back to the Gantt chart directly to the issue, so planners can move straight into action. For example, we have an overload situation here, and we can solve this by right-clicking and solve this conflict using our auto-solving tools. Now we only have 5 conflicts left. So, once all conflicts are solved, we now have a conflict-free plan. This means that our regular planning work is completed and our plan is immediately actionable. What's left to do is to make sure our shop floor will accurately follow my plan. In many companies, the communication between planning and execution still happens through paper, meetings, or verbal updates. But these methods are not real time, not always reliable, and they leave room for mistakes. That's why Planeos includes an execution module called the Workbench. Workbench ensures the plan, which the planner have just corrected, is directly synchronized to the shop floor. You can use Planeus as a standalone planning system and connect it to your existing shop floor and other feedback systems, such as an MES or UNS platforms. But you can also keep planning and execution together in one connected workflow inside the same platform. And that is where the Workbench Classic comes in. Workbench Classic is an integrated execution interface inside Planeos and allows users to move from planning to execution in just a few seconds. Here, the operator will see the current task for their resource group or individual resource. Because these tasks are sorted by planner start time, the system will give clear guidance on what should happen next. And this information is not only visible to operators or supervisors, it also updates the planner. For example, an operator working on this step has reported their injection molding machine has broke down. You can see here there's a lightning symbol done by the operator. And this lightning symbol will also be directly shown on the planner's Gantt chart, signaling this task from this order has been stopped. That means communication from the shop floor to planning no longer has to wait for handwritten notes, the next shift meetings, or any on-site updates. And that matters because shop floor feedback becomes the planner's eyes and ears in day-to-day operations. When reality change, planners knows immediately. This allows planners to detect deviation early, create transparency, and support the next course correction where needed. While this demo focuses on Workbench Classic that is embedded in the system, Planeos also offers Workbench Terminal, a more device-based start-stop execution option for companies who want even faster feedback directly from touchscreens or terminal devices on the shop floor. And once your plan is actionable, continuously corrected, and you have made sure your shop floor stays aligned with it, the next step is optimization. To optimize anything, you need a goal, a target you want to achieve within a defined period of time. And that is where we move into one of the most unique modules in Planeos, the dashboard. The Planeos dashboard is very different from the dashboards you typically see in ERP system, financial tools, or MES environments. Its purpose is not just to report what has already happened or what is currently happening. Instead, it is a future-oriented dashboard that helps you evaluate how good your future plan actually is by turning your future schedule into measurable expectations. This is very different and much more practical way to support decision making. For example, you can evaluate current conflicts in your plan, the on-time delivery rate, processing efficiency, as well as resource utilization. These are the KPIs that is calculated over a future period from the next 7 days, the next 30 days, or even further ahead. And when something needs a closer look, you can drill down into the KPI. This means that you can track it back to the exact planned activity that is causing it. So let's say your team has set a target for next month with 100% on-time delivery. By looking at the dashboard, you can immediately see whether your current plan is actually capable of achieving the target or not. And if not, you are also able to quickly find the reason behind. Instead of waiting until next month to find out whether your plan worked, you can already see now whether you are on track or whether the current schedule, capacity situation, or unresolved conflicts are likely to prevent that result. In many companies, the routing stored in an ERP system was originally built for cost calculation, controlling, or financial valuation. This means that it might be useful for commercial purposes, but not detailed enough for real operational planning. That is why Planeus has its own master data layer, the foundation that makes it possible to generate a realistic, actionable plan. So in master data, you can create a routing structure that is much more accurate for real operations. Here you can define the right work steps, the right resource, and the right planning logic behind them. For example, to produce this article, I need a packing station as well as one production worker. So even if your ERP does not provide an operation-ready or detailed routing, Planeus can still establish a smooth synchronization with your ERP with only a very small set of data. At minimum, Planeus only needs 4 pieces of information from the ERP to get started. First, the delivery date, so we know when the order needs to be finished. Second, the article data, for example, number and article name. Third, the customer order number and the customer order name, so we know which order the demand belongs to. And fourth, the required quantity, so we know how much of such articles needs to be made. With just these 4 data points, Planeus can already import demand from the ERP and begin turning it into an operationally actionable plan. As we come to the end of this introduction, we are only scratching the surface of its full capabilities. Planeus offers many more advanced modules and planning tools that can be tailored to your specific requirements. If you are thinking about topics such as cycle planning, multitask planning, changeover planning, or other specific planning logics and operational constraints, those are exactly the kinds of discussions our team would be happy to have with you. For now, we encourage you to explore the demo system yourself, click through the reviews, try out the workflow, and get a feel of how the system works in practice. Thank you very much for your time, and please do not hesitate to contact our team if you would like to discuss your specific requirements in more detail.